I used to love coming home to my wife, but lately everything has been a little different. It's almost like she's a completely different person. I speak to her and sometimes she'll take an odd amount of time to respond. Sometimes she won't respond at all. I know. Some would take that as a blessing. But for her, it really has become quite unsettling. At first I tried to ignore it, but then things got worse. A smell has started to appear around the house. A smell like off food. I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from, but it seemed to be getting worse by the day. I even found some red and black gore in the kitchen. A small amount, yes. A little bit here and there. But I'm sure everything's fine. Maybe it's something that pesky cat has brought inside. Eventually my wife completely stopped talking to me. I tried to communicate, even putting my own wants and needs aside, but she just ignores me. How childish. Two can play that game, I thought. And I gave her the space that she so apparently craved. The smell in the house was getting worse and worse. I can't take it anymore. It smells like rotten meat. I've started to investigate, looking for the source of the smell and that gore, but alas, I can't find anything. I wish my wife would bloody help. As I looked around the lower levels of the house, I peered into the downstairs guest boudoir. By the kitchen, there she was, my wife, laying in bed. She looked so thin and gaunt. She's slowly been getting thinner and thinner, so I left her there, not wanting to disturb her rest. I don't know how it happened or what caused it, but now I can understand why my wife has been acting so strangely. She's in herself. She hasn't been sleeping. It's finally caught up with her. Poor thing. She'll wake up soon. She must be so very tired. I can't help but wonder, though, what will she think when she wakes up? The house is a mess. She usually does the cleaning around here. She's really let it get away from her lately. It's hardly my fault, but an odd feeling of guilt and fear, or dare I say it, shame, consume me. All I can do now is wait for her to open her eyes and hope that she'll understand. The days turned into weeks, the weeks turned into months, but my wife still hasn't woken up. I spend my days tending to her, cleaning the room and preparing food for her. She's always been a fussy eater, but she won't touch a single meal I prepare. I talk to her every day, even though she won't talk back. The smell in this house is almost unbearable, and I have to keep all the windows open to try and air it out, despite the cold chill. I've tried everything I can think of to get rid of it, but nothing works. It's as if that smell has become a permanent part of the house. Maybe something's died in the walls, or perhaps that dratted cat has left a little present for me somewhere. I'll have to get on to that. Just yesterday I was sitting in the lounge when I heard a strange noise coming from the boudoir. A low, growling sound, but it sounded like it was coming from my wife. I rushed to the bedroom. When I opened the door, I was shocked to see my wife's eyes open. For a moment, I was overjoyed. I thought she had finally awoken. Alas, the woman's proclivity to idleness no longer surprises me. Her eyes, now white but dull, like there's no light in them at all. She now looks like a completely different person. Egad, and I must have her run a brush through that hair. Would it kill her to take a bath? I've tried to talk to her. She never responds. She just stares at me with those white eyes. The smell in this house. Eeh. Alas, I must carry on. A gentleman keeps his house and his wife in order.